And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. And how has 24 hours passed since we were last here?
I mean, flew by. Only when you're having fun. But hey, today's hump day.
It is.
So we're going to have fun today, too.
What we were discussing as we were going live was a 22nd Avenue bridge. Now, as we're finding out, we spent all this money adding the extra walkway, and then, what's this we hear, front row, it needs to be replaced?
Well, you know, we don't calculate how much concrete weighs, and so we're going to build this one full lane of at least 4-inch concrete. So the weight's sitting on top of this thing. So now you got to keep 18-wheelers off of it.
Well,
they can't read anymore, so they don't know that no trucks allowed meant them. They were thinking it was the 20-wheelers, not the 18-wheelers that came.
What is this back here, Odie? What I see here?
Would have really knocked his dadgum tire off. So now he's done tore up the bridge, come across it. Of course, he got downtown. How? There's no telling. He got on these one-way streets, didn't know how to get out of it. And then he's stuck, and he sees that bridge and says, look, that's my way out. Well, they have totally messed up that entire intersection. And could you imagine being an 18-wheeler?
No, I would not want to be down there.
To go left, straight, or right.
And you wouldn't
I wouldn't want to drive nothing.
It gets confusing even. I can't tell y'all the events that we go to downtown where people accidentally go down the one way, the wrong way. It's not that they're doing it on purpose. They just don't know where to go.
Don't have a clue.
I'm not quite so sure that Meridian is big enough for one-way streets everywhere. I like the old thing where you could just whoop in on either side of the street.
You remember when 22nd Avenue was 2 lanes?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I remember that.
Yep, sure do.
It made it so much easier.
But, you know, talk about this new bridge. Let me pull the picture of the bridge back up with the 18-wheeler on it. If you and there's talk about replacing the bridge, and the bridge could go further, blocking off Front Street if they do this, Odie, which would mean people like the Brick House, the Max, would not be. It wouldn't be accessible. You would have to make a block and come back. Now,
and make on one-way streets that don't go that way.
I got some investigative reporters digging into this, and once we find out the real what they're planning, we're going to report back. But a lot of talk of that at this point.
Well, the bridge, if y'all remember, it was a long time we had to go around that bridge. The 2 ends were replaced. The middle crown of it was not touched.
Right.
The reason was the bridge needed a lot of repair. But if they replaced that whole bridge, it would have to be longer. It would have to match the 18th Avenue bridge. So it would have to come down to B Street and over to, 4th Street?
Yeah. And
so then you're destroying that. The neighborhoods on Front and A
would be cut off, and
so that's why they just did the ends.
The money that I'm hearing, it would be $20 million to replace it. $20 million. Oh, wait a minute! It sounds like a school thing, doesn't it? Did I open up a can of worms?
But I mean,
yeah, buddy. Yeah.
So we're just going to pour concrete down one lane, and I thought they were going to put a fence up. I guess that would the straw that broke the camel's back.
Didn't make it fall. Didn't we have a fence on the old one that when you walked up those steps, it had one over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what's going on. We'll keep you up to date as we find out a little bit more about what's going on with that. You ever a model? Now,
well, I'm a model.
Well, yes, you are. I hear about that all the time. Odie posing with people in Walmart, taking pictures. If you hadn't gotten yours yet, get yours with Odie next time y'all see him.
That's right.
One thing that and I should have took pictures yesterday where we were. We'll thank some folks in a moment.
Yeah.
This has had to have been 25, 30 years ago. But, if you do something in your 20s, go on, roll with it. Cindy Crawford now complaining because she was on Oprah, and Oprah made her stand up and show her figure. And she just feels that was inappropriate for Oprah to show off her figure.
Oh, she wanted to
prove she was worthy of fame. Oprah didn't mean anybody. If we had an interview like Justin Pritchett's in here today, and Justin tells me he's going to be on the cover of GQ magazine next week, I'm going to say, Justin, stand up so everybody can take a look at you. And that's really what Oprah did. I have to be on Oprah's side on this.
She was a sex symbol.
Yeah, that's what sold her product.
Yes. And she did the beauty cream and all that stuff. So that's what she was. That's what she lived for. And that's what got her where she's at.
True. Did you ever watch the TV show My Name is Earl? Did you ever watch that? I love that show.
A couple of them I did, but I couldn't really get into it.
Do you remember Patty the Daytime Hooker?
Yeah.
It wouldn't work out for her at night. She had to. That is what it is. And here's another thing that I wanted to bring up this morning. Russell Brand, boy, he's really getting it. Paramount has pulled his show, his comedy special, live in New York City. It's gone now.
I was reading in on that, and I read he was married, I think, for only 2 years to Katy Perry.
What I know? That's I know that name.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Is that why they're not married?
I don't think so.
I
don't know.
She's on which? Let me flip over here.
She's on.
She's American Idol judge.
She's American Idol
American
judge?
Idol. She's the one that changes her hair color and form every day.
Okay, we're learning.
She's pretty.
I know Reba on there now. Boy, I'm catching up with the times.
My wife's extremely
No,
excited
that's
about
another
that
one.
one.
That's The Voice.
Is she excited about Reba being on?
My wife's extremely excited about Reba being on there.
Reba's on The Voice.
Yeah.
And
that's
where they turn the chair.
Yeah, I think Blake Shelton's not on there now, and
That's
Reba's going to
correct.
be the
and they had to replace it with somebody kind of country to make it. Now,
Yeah, got to.
Reba's beautiful, y'all.
She's like the genie.
I remember I was somewhere, and I'm not going to name their name because they finally have been able to come out in public, but they made the mistake in public of trying to say that Carrie Underwood was hotter than Reba. And I said, don't say it. Don't say that in public. Somebody done it, and next thing you know, hordes of people after them.
A whole lot of 80s, 90s country fans going to be knocking on your door.
You got that right, because both of them's hot.
Yeah, they're very hot. But Reba is kind of like y'all know, she's just a pretty woman.
She is.
All right, we got to move on to a headline-breaking story this morning that happened right before midnight last night. As we're all joining on this, what's going on in Meridian? There was a robbery.
12 o'clock for y'all.
Robbery. Now, let's pull up the picture and talk about this. Here we go. This is what we know so far. IHOP was robbed last night. We had a police officer that was right over here. He'd gotten called out there. He was doing his job. He gets back in his car, takes the turn, and gets on front of the road. What's he see? An employee waving an arm, going, woo! So he pulls over.
Help!
That's what happened. And the employee informed him that 30 minutes earlier, the IHOP had been robbed, Odie.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. Now, I'm just going to take a round-robin poll here. Everybody in the room, if you were robbed, someone took something from you, would you wait 30 minutes to call the police? Let's cut to Justin. Justin? No, he's getting a no over there. Me and Odie say no. So we don't know why the police was not called. You want some more details?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say that, well, the robbers didn't enter their front door.
Oh, so it's a backdoor burglar.
Backdoor burglar. But, Odie, the back door was open. Okay, so they get in.
So we don't have to jimmy the lock.
No, don't have to. But we got even more on that.
Ooh.
The safe is wide open with the money bag just sitting in there with the door open.
Defeats the purpose of the safe.
Right.
Well, the burglar may not have known the code to get in the safe.
But that's true. I mean, they had to waste all that time trying to get in.
Yeah. And may have had to use dynamite.
So we don't know. We just know what the facts are at this point. The Meridian Police Department is investigating this. Could everything be coincidence? It could be. They'll find out. They'll get to the bottom of this and see what went on there. But it's just odd that 911 was not called. Because my first reaction would be, hey, somebody, y'all come on down here, instead of flagging down a cop that may not have even passed by for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, could y'all go ahead and send someone this way? I've been robbed.
That usually gets the popo there.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
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 You remember that newspaper that used to come out? Things that make you go,
Let's cut to the county. Where's Billy Solly when we need him to solve a crime for us? If Billy was here, we'd ask his opinion of that one because he's solved many crimes in his career.
Yeah, that he has.
He's only got 100 days that he could solve this crime. So
And he's counting them down.
every moment. Billy, if you're listening, give us your 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the county last night. I was, and it's a rarity. And let me say, it takes a lot for me to walk away from a steak. Angie actually had a steak on the table, and I was like, "Ooh!" And I was cutting in a thing, and I kept getting text. There's a wreck somewhere. I just got passed by. And then Odie calls me. He goes, "Hey, I just got passed by a cop." I said,
"What's going on?"
I said, dang it, I got to get up now. And so off I went, and I didn't know where the accident was. So I'm driving along on Highway 495.
I've got a radio, and I'm calling you on the phone going, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh.
But I'd already gotten 2 or 3 texts going, "What's going on?" I was like, well, I don't know. It can't be too serious. Well, it was. I'm driving along, and off in the distance in the dark, I see an ambulance at a Lauderdale County Sheriff. So I slow down, and there's a guy sitting on it looked like a stump or something. He just kind of sitting there, and they're all standing around. And I thought, well, that's peculiar. There's no car here. So
you got thrown a long way.
I drove right on, and I drive 1.5 miles, and I come up on Stanley Lucky in the middle of the road there at 495 and 493. A bunch of fire trucks and wreckers and highway patrol. I thought, So I get out.
This must be it.
And this is what I find right here.
Ooh.
Just right up in the front door of somebody.
That's rough.
That's rare. This was a minivan. And it struck a tree on the other side, hit this tree, turned upside down, took the driver. Look at the front wheel is gone.
Dang.
This was the front. Now notice the front here.
There ain't there.
Right. I got something else to show you. As I was standing there, somebody goes, "Oh, something got bumped up at the store." And I thought, well, it can't be that big a deal. And then I thought, well, I better get back in the truck.
Let's go check it out.
So I drove another 2 miles on down the road, and this is what I find.
Oh.
What he had done was rear-ended this car in front of I think is it the Shell station there? I believe so. Rear-ended this car. They had just left West Lauderdale. They were waiting to turn up Center Hill Road, and they get rear-ended. They all stop. And he decided, rump row Shaggy, as Odie would say, and he gets back in his car and flees the scene. He gets to the split of Highway 493 and 495 and loses control and flips the car. He crawls out and thinks, well, I can't be here when the popo shows up. And
I got to go.
He walked or ran 1.5 miles after that van done all of that.
It's like, was it worth it?
They still got him. They still got him. And
that's what it takes. When you've got 40,000 reporters out there, and every one of them call you, that's where we get our information from. Hey, what's going on?
I got enough of y'all that made me leave that steak. I hated to. That's one of the rarities that I'll ever do is leave a steak. But I did for the goodness of finding the solution to what was going on. Because you could hear them in the distance. I thought, oh, it's a false thing. It ain't much to it. Because I was had that steak. And of course, the steak sways you.
You didn't hear nothing.
But, I mean, number one, it's a miracle to even not be hurt from that. But what does it take to walk away and flee the scene from that? And make it 1.5 miles before the popo shows up.
Well, you had to have been pretty limber to have made that roll.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple of ways to make yourself real limber.
It is. We can only speculate in life.
Yeah, we can only say that only a limber person could really make it through that.
Yeah, we have not officially gotten a word of charges or what the incident is. I'm pretty sure the car was going to be totaled also. The closer you look at that, it being rear-ended. But nobody was hurt in the car. Thank goodness. They were okay. They were over at the gas station. I talked to Mom. Everybody was okay.
Well, he wasn't driving the car. Somebody stole the car, and he was chasing them down the road.
That could have been it.
So if y'all got a camera at your house that shows this young man getting out of the car, they might want to borrow that.
Yeah, it's always good to have more evidence than you know when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all sit back. We got something good coming up as we'll talk to Justin, the bench warmers of Meridian. Y'all hang close. We got, is it semi-pro?
Yes, a semi-pro or / adult game, and we'll figure out what the difference is. I don't think there's
Kind
much,
of like,
but
what was that movie? The where they walked on the football field and took over the pro football field?
oh yeah,
The replacements.
The replacements.
yeah.
Here we go. We'll be
So-
up next with that. Garrett Outfitters on 8th Street is getting you ready for summertime. A large selection of cool hobo shirts. Maybe it's short sleeves. Maybe you need a pair of shorts. If you're going to be cutting grass or maybe riding a tractor this summer, you're going to need a straw hat to keep cool. And as you head to that favorite fishing hole, don't forget you'll need a pocket knife along with a great rod and reel. And if you earn your living in the woods, don't forget to check out their big selection of snake boots, Carhartt pants, and shirts for any occasion. It's Garrett Outfitters, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. As we mentioned, the bench warmers. Now, this is baseball players.
Yes, right here in Meridian.
Now, what do we know about this so far? Here's the man behind it who gets them out, makes them practice each week. Tell us.
I don't know about practicing now. Hey.
Didn't y'all win something big here recently?
So, men's baseball is actually, if you look across the country, it's big. It's just not big here. And there was a league. It was called the Magnolia State Baseball League. 2020 put them down. 2021, they tried to make a comeback. Well, 2022 was our first year to play, and we scheduled everything independently, right? We had to call up the teams and schedule the games, get the umpires. A pain, complete pain. So much easier just for a league. I got up with their director, and like I said, they were in shambles. They were trying to bring it back. So we rebranded it. It's now called the Mississippi Heritage Baseball Association. There's 5 teams in it, 2 from Jackson, 2 from Forest, and us. And we ended up winning that league this year.
That's cool.
Yeah. We ended up winning that thing.
So how many guys are in it?
How many guys on my team?
Yeah, how many guys?
I keep a roster of about 20 guys that I can call.
Yeah.
Because
You only need 9 of them.
we
don't
only
you?
need 9, and I mean, let's face it. We're adults. We don't do this for a living. We don't get paid for it. It's not. It's a commitment, but it's also we're adults with kids and families and jobs. So I mean,
Not everybody can come
I'm
every
not
week.
going to expect everybody to be there every single weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So I keep a roster of guys. I keep about 20 of them, but I've got 6 or 7 that are gonna. If I say baseball, they're gonna be there.
So what did y'all end the season with? What was your wins and losses?
14-6. 4 of those losses came from pretty big tournaments. So for the first time, I hosted the state games of Mississippi for men's baseball here at QV Sykes. I brought in teams from Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and we played a tournament. We come in second in that one. Then there's the Mississippi Baseball Congress tournament that's under the umbrella of the National Baseball Congress. National Baseball Congress is as it says, it's national, but it is adult baseball all across the country. There's leagues and affiliations and tournaments. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's multiple organizations for it. But it's the Mississippi Baseball Congress tournament that's held at Mississippi College every year. We come in 3rd in that one.
That's big.
Yeah, well, we're for what we are, a bunch of dads in our 30s that work during the week and then play baseball on the
Adam
weekends.
Sandler TV shows.
We're pretty good. We're
And
pretty
so
good.
you're a playing coach.
Yes, sir. So last year, I pretty much had to play about every game, because you're building something. It's gotten to the point now where our lineup is deep enough where I can just
Yeah.
Put your
y'all
best.
y'all go play. I
let me
pitch.
coach it.
I'm a pitcher, so y'all go.
I see a Lima fundraiser coming up between the bench warmers.
Don't play with
and
me.
One of our high school baseball teams, and
Odie, I've seen your staff. I don't think you have a sheet.
no, I'm not playing. I said it's a Lima fundraiser between the bench warmers and a high school team.
Okay, high school team. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
No, y'all don't want me to play no baseball.
It would be a great thing for Ben Gay the next day, sponsorship.
Right.
It's going to be more than that. I hadn't played
Well, that's the reason we
baseball.
play on the weekends, because we
you have
we
one
need a
day
few
off.
days. But there's leagues everywhere. There's a league just in Denham Springs, Louisiana. They got 12 teams in that league playing right now.
Wow.
There's a league in Memphis, Tennessee. I think they've got 7 or 8. There's Northwest Arkansas League. They've got about 9 or 10.
So, Justin, if you're watching, do you think, well, I'd like to take part of that? Will you take more?
Absolutely. So when it comes to our team, we have people contact, want to try out, and during the season, we're so busy. So kind of during the off season, during the fall, during the spring, we'll invite some guys out if they want to come. But usually if one of my players says, hey, I got this guy, he can play, I believe him.
Right.
He can play. Now, as far as the league goes, we're really wanting to expand the league.
So you could almost start another team.
Anybody can. That's the cool part about the league. So the league covers its own insurance. Well, we have our own $2 million liability insurance policy for the league. We have our own fields, and we get the umpires together. All you got to do is put a team together, come to the coaches meeting. Whenever we determine what the amount to run the league will be, it's split amongst all the coaches. There is no profit for the league whatsoever. And then your team pays their fee, and you play baseball.
All right, so I haven't seen the bench warmers arena and all that. So we know we've got to have a diamond. We know we've got to have a diamond to play on. So where do y'all play here locally?
QV Sykes. We play at QV Sykes Park, and I got to give credit. I got to give credit to the City Parks and Rec on this one. They have been incredible to work with.
That's
yes,
good.
yes, sir. Mr. Earl has been just awesome. Anytime we've needed the facilities, he's done his best to make it work. When we rent the park, they cut the grass, they chalk the lines, they rake the field, they tamp the mound. It's ready to go. We just got to play.
And it's a nice place out there.
It's a very nice place, which is the reason why I hosted the state games, because Meridian has such a nice facility. It does. It has a great facility compared to where a lot of these leagues play. There's a league in one of the suburbs of Birmingham that I went to a couple of times last year just to kind of talk to some of the coaches, talk to some of the players, see what we can do to kind of improve and expand our league. And our facilities are above and beyond anything that they play on. It really is. It's incredible to see. Even the league that's called the Deep South Adult Baseball League, we made friends with them during the state games, during the state tournament over in Jackson. They brought their all-star team from their league up. And we lost to them in the championship 5-4. It was a good game.
All right, Odie, I see a problem happening here, and I'm going to put Odie in charge of this to correct this, because they need to be cheered on. And look, we need some moms that are taking part of this to be cheerleaders. And
we know some of y'all used to cheer.
Yeah, and you miss it. So.
I will say this. Yeah. Our wives are the biggest supporters of everything that we do there. Because I promise you, like I said, we're all married with kids. Yeah. I swear I've thought about investing in a jumpy house just because we have so many kids running around QV Sykes. Right. It's a spectacle. It's great. So
it is probably that way with every team, isn't it? Everybody's got a bunch of kids.
Absolutely. So there's a couple of teams that are they're Hispanic teams primarily. They will bring their whole families out, and they'll bring grills and coolers, you name it. It's an event.
I mean, I think that is great, and I'm glad to see something like this going on in our area.
Yeah.
And now we just need to get the public excited to go out and pay attention to this baseball team. And
when's the next game? When is y'all season? When does it come back up? I know you're just still walking around. Did you get a trophy?
It's coming. It's coming. Okay. So we usually start our activity sometime around February. That's when we'll kind of start, just meet up, throw, and hit. This year's going to be a little bit different. We're going down to the Sunshine Classic in Panama City Beach in February to play in a men's senior baseball league tournament down there.
Oh, wow.
I teamed up with, there was 3 of my guys, 2 other guys from another team, a buddy of mine from Mobile, and then some guys from Arkansas. We kind of consolidated the team together, and we went down there and played. But while I was down there, I thought to myself, man, my team would just steamroll. We would crush.
You just know that they're that good.
You play against that competition, knowing what you've got versus, and I'm like, now I'm probably fixing to eat crow after I say this, but I feel like we got a really good shot when we go down there. So my team decided, hey, let's go. So we're going to go down in Panama City Beach and represent Meridian.
Well, knock them out, John. I hope it's a good one.
Well, this is like you said, you're not getting paid for this.
No, this is 100% out of pocket.
Do y'all have sponsors, or is that something you're looking for? Someone that can help you with
we're
this?
trying to maybe not so much of a team sponsor. I want to focus on trying to not so much expand my team. My team's there. They're ready to play. They're good. I would like to try to expand the league. I'd like to try to, if anybody wants to try to sponsor, if anybody wants to get more information, feel free to contact me. I can tell them all about the league. We play at Jackson State when we're in Jackson. We play here at QV Sykes and Meridian whenever we play here. And that's where our focus, that's really where our focus is, trying to get that league out there. So any type of sponsorship or any type of funding that comes in, that's where it's going to go. That's what I'd like for it too.
To sponsor the whole league.
Not the whole league. That's a check.
Well, I'm talking about just our local league here.
Oh, absolutely. So we're in the Eastern Division of the Mississippi Heritage Baseball Association. And as you guessed, Jackson's going to be in the Western Division. And I run things in the East. Our director, Carlos Charleston, runs things in the West, as well as handling the money and all that.
Man, I think this is great.
It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us and
Absolutely.
telling everybody about this. I saw y'all on Facebook and kept up with you a little bit last year, and then all of a sudden, champions, I'm like, all right, wait a minute now.
That's right. Yeah, first time in the league, and we won it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I told Scotty Ray, I said, what'd you think? We
It's good, clean baseball. It is. It's not. When people look at me a little cross-eyed, they think, "Are you talking about softball?" No, sir. Baseball, and it's clean. We're good.
Definitely.
Our leadoff hitter led us in home runs and stolen bases. We jokingly call him Ronald Acuna, and he plays semi-pro football.
That's
in Jackson.
wonderful.
Wow.
So I mean, we're a bunch of athletes. We're good.
Check them out. We can't thank you enough, Justin, for coming
Absolutely.
in and talking
Yeah.
with us.
I enjoyed it.
All right, we'll be back. We got more coming up as we'll talk about Southeast. What's going on out there? We got some champions.
Yeah, we got champions in the making.
Yes, sir, we do. We'll show you next.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the elite line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime?
Dallas. Yeah.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, and I think I hit the button a wee bit too early. Bro.
That's all right. I'm coming back.
We mentioned, as we were talking about Southeast, what's going on out there? They are champions, Odie.
I'm sitting here, and at first I saw this, and I said, oh, I might like to try that. But then I don't know if I could.
I can't. I mean, I know when I can't win something. Let's pull this up and show y'all what we're talking about.
But congratulations.
Southeast, the world record there over at Logan's ate 145 rolls last night. Here's the guys.
So that's 15 rolls apiece.
Wow. 145 of them. Now, there's already people saying in the comments they're fixing to challenge him and go see if he can be beat.
Well, I mean, we have got some history when it comes to the Guinness Book of World Records right here in Meridian in the stands. And we're going to try and talk to someone about that. But years ago, Meridian has got a record that will never be broke. No one can ever go after that record. It's put on stop, and it's done. And
Really?
how many days was it?
2
Weeks? I
weeks.
mean, like 16
Well, we don't have the right
days?
information. Where's he at?
We'll have to get it. But Meridian, there was people that rode a merry-go-round over and over and over for 16 days straight. Oh.
Yeah,
I
I couldn't do it. And I forget what they won, what the prize was.
They got a picture in the Guinness Book of World Records. The Doughboys.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
So, man, I tell you, if you think you can eat, you and 9 of your friends can eat 15 of those rolls apiece. Y'all Y'all go down there and give it a shot.
Ed Logan's. Give him a fit there. That's a pretty big deal there.
Yeah. Oh, I bet that fella needs a roll.
Yes, sir, Bob. We got this in from the Meridian Police Department late yesterday afternoon. There has been an arrest made in a murder from 2022. I almost said it wrong. 2022. James Lanier, he's 25, was arrested for the murder of Dejon Huggins. He was 26 years old. He was murdered August the 5th of 2022 in the 2200 block of 22nd Avenue. This guy was caught in Florida and will be brought back. And again, this is an arrest, not 100. You have to go to trial. You have to be convicted, but has been arrested as a suspect in the murder. This is, I know the family is probably relieved to know that there has been an arrest after that long, a year.
Yeah.
And you almost give up hope that anything will be done. You do.
Great job to Meridian PD and all the other law enforcement agencies that were involved in getting this guy captured and brought back.
He's been extradited back. $1 million bond is what it's going to be set on. Also, while we're bragging, let's brag on MPD for helping out a wanted fugitive from Louisiana that was in the area. Let's go here. Here we go there. This guy here. U.S. Marshals, along with MPD, took this gentleman, apprehended him. His name was Jeffrey Callender. He was wanted in Louisiana for attempted second-degree murder and false imprisonment, armed. We all know what that means there.
So good job.
Yeah, he'll be headed back to Louisiana. Probably get him. How big is a cell these days? Is it 6 by 6?
6 by...
Or is it smaller?
I guess it depends on how many people up in there.
Yeah, I guess so. You don't get one by yourself, do you?
I don't think so.
Not anymore.
Not unless it's what they call, solitary confinement.
Yeah, you got to do
Then
something.
it's that little bitty old thing. There's not even a room for a light bulb.
That's true. Hey, didn't we have some birthdays stroll in a minute ago?
Well, I tell you what we do have is a very special birthday that's going to go out to Miss Ruby Martin, who today is celebrating, are you ready?
Tell me.
102 years old.
102?
102.
We just can't say enough on that.
Happy birthday. And then on top of that,
Okay.
we've got Tammy and Barry McMurray that's celebrating 37 years of marital bliss.
That's a good bit there. That would have been about 1985 if I'm doing my arithmetic right.
You're pretty doggone good.
Man, don't hold me back on a Wednesday.
That's hump day. So, yeah. But congrats, Miss Martin. I hope you have the most wonderful day that you have ever had.
Yeah,
102 years.
That's a
Happy
milestone.
birthday. Yes, it is.
It is. Ought to go down to the Guinness World Book of Records.
Yes.
What does she eat and drink? We have no idea. We need to talk to her, don't we?
Yeah.
Find out these things. We'll be right back. We're going to take a trip back in history in just a moment. Y'all don't rush off.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Well, as September rolls in, this is a place that you need to go to. What's it mean? October is around the corner, and planting and seeds and fertilizer and all of that is waiting for you there. Anything to do with deer season is there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in today. This is all your different styles of deer feeders that you can get. You know, occasionally one of those will go out after a few years. Have to get them all spruced up there. But they've got plenty to choose from. When it gets into, well, all of your different accessories, and let me put that where you can read that. There you go. All of your cocaine for the deer, cameras, they've got it by the dozens for you to choose from. Any type of attractant, I guess is a better word.
Yeah, there you go. Well, cocaine works.
As an attractant. Written right there, Rockmaster, Rackmaster, that's some of the best brands that you'll find there. Even tents, anything that you might need with that. The Farm Supply, all of your feed, seed, and fertilizer for your hunting season is there. Drop in today, visit with them, get you a little bit of that.
It's time.
It is.
It's time to get ready for deer season coming up. So
Right around the corner, so enjoy. All right, well, each and every day we move into this as what happened in history. We got to go back to she is really one of the most beautiful women that ever walked the face of the earth. Anybody remember a lady named Miss Sophia Loren? 1934 was when she was born.
wow. Yeah, she was beautiful.
She was. You can't say enough about her.
Boy, you talk about class. I mean,
She had it.
people they had a different type of class back then.
Now, you sang this little light yesterday. Let me see if you can break. Can you break into this song? Because
Peggy Sue.
1957. My Peggy Sue. Little. I don't remember the
I
words.
can't remember the words.
But Buddy Holly released this in 1957, if anybody remembers that day. And it turned out to be a big hit, and there was a lot of ladies named Peggy Sue after that.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-oh.
The original.
Yeah, I'm being told I mispronounced
Sophia
Loren. Stacy, thank you there. 1968. Let's get on this. This was the best. I know that they came out with a second one, but it's not near what this first one was. McGarrett, Hawaii Five-0 premiered on this day in 1968. What was his famous words?
Book 'em, Dano.
And then off they'd go. And I don't remember the rest of the characters' names, but there was lots that it stayed on to 1980. That was big for a detective show to stay on that long, Odie.
Yeah.
But Jack Lord played that part better than anybody ever could. Always done the parades and things. 1962, and I saw this episode a few weeks ago. Anybody remember this?
You know, old Opie working with the telephone man.
This debuted in 1962 tonight on television, if you happen to be around watching that.
Wow.
Been a little while since then, hasn't it?
Just a little bit.
We would lose somebody that was great. One of the best singers I've ever. It seems that we lose so many like this. Bad. Leroy Brown. Southside.
Yeah.
You don't spit into the wind. You don't
Yeah.
pull on Superman's cape, and you don't mess around with Jim. As we lost Jim Croce today. Operator. What's some of the other ones that he had there?
Oh, don't get me to lie.
He had a bunch of string of hits there, but he was good. Bad Leroy Brown.
I love that song.
That you just can't help but sing along with it.
Yeah, not at all. Everybody sings when it comes on.
It does. All right, I did not realize these two even had a TV show till I got to digging into this yesterday. It would debut tonight in 1976, and she was always so chirpy it made you want to go, ugh.
That must have been on an off-brand channel.
Love Will Keep Us Together.
Time in a Bottle.
Time in a Bottle. That's another one there. But you remember Love Will Keep Us Together? They had,
I remember that song.
They had several more. If you remember,
Yep.
The Captain and Tennille, their TV show premiered on television. I want to say it made it 2 to 3 years before it was canceled. But you just don't hear a whole lot about Captain and Tennille brought up in history, so we thought we'd give you that little moment there.
Yeah.
And I know he's passed away at this point.
Yeah, I never remembered any of that.
Now, do you remember watching Leave It to Beaver?
Oh, I loved Leave It to Beaver.
Do you remember the guy who played Eddie?
Yeah.
Did you ever know what become of him after that?
I had no idea.
Me either, but he went on to become a policeman. It would be this day in 1980 that he was shot.
Oh, wow.
And he would have serious injury from this, and it would take years before he could finally retire. And he ended up getting a pension from being the injuries that he got shot. He got shot twice in the chest, once in the belt buckle where it ricocheted off. almost could have been bad for him. I didn't realize that he went on to become a police officer.
I didn't either.
Steven Seagal is one now, isn't he?
He is. He's a sheriff's deputy, I believe. Yeah.
I don't believe I want him pulling up next to me.
No, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I get out the car.
I've been and got out the car and laid down. Him, my driver's license, whatever else you need.
What was the name in Above the Law? His character was it Nico?
I think it was Nico.
Nico. I'd get out of the car for Nico.
Yeah. Yeah. What you need, sir?
Oh, let's see here. Let's go back to 1982, and I think a lot of people got into this that maybe they married for the wrong reasons. They didn't think it out, Odie.
No, not at all.
And then one day a judge swings down and he goes, well, I'm giving her the gold
She
mine.
got the gold mine, and I got the shaft.
It was number one on this date as Jerry Reed hit home. Why didn't I just learn how to cook?
A buddy of mine said, well, I like my house so much, I bought it twice.
I'm working 2 shifts eating bologna.
Yeah.
While I forget what she was doing. But it hit home with a lot of folks that were in that situation there, the gold mine. Now, let's go back and think about this. There's some famous words that you've heard said before. It was all I could do to keep from crying.
Yep.
You go into a lot of these steakhouses, and when this song comes on, they all join together and they sing, "You don't have to call me by your name. You never call me by your name."
You never call me by my name.
Today, the gentleman that wrote the song, which is legendary, is David Allen Coe. Mentioned him. A good friend of mine named Steve Goodman wrote this song, and I wrote him back and said, well, it's not the perfect country western song. We would lose Steve Goodman today. He passed away in 1984. He also wrote the song City of New Orleans, which was recorded by John Guthrie and also many others. John Denver recorded his stuff, The Highwayman. It just goes on and on of what he did. But 1974 would be David Allen Coe's song that would separate him from the rest of the pack.
Wow.
I like that song.
Learned so much on this show.
Yeah, that's one of those you just can't help but sing. And I put his current picture here to scare you.
Wow.
Because why is this? Because we're all going to get old one day. Don't think that you're going to stay 30 and hot forever. Maybe hot is not the word for it, but look the way that you do during your prime. Is that the way?
It caught up with him.
It's eating him alive.
Yeah.
Let's go back to 1984, and I can't believe this was 84 that this TV show premiered.
either.
Anybody remember Who's the Boss? Well, hold on now. Don't adjust your phones.
Yeah, this isn't. Yeah, that's him.
Look at the difference there of what age does. Now, I know she's passed away now. I don't know what become of her. That was Judith somebody. Don't remember her last name.
I can't remember.
But My High Time picks on you.
Boy, it did. It took a whooping.
No matter who you are, that is coming. Unless you're Kenny Rogers and have a lot of... and you're still smiling after you pass away. 1984, also on the other channel, there was a TV show that premiered. We would love him for years until you found out the other side. The Cosby Show premiered. Dr. Huxtable.
Huxtable. Huxtable.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh, Judith Light was her name.
I was hitting in the ballpark. Margie, thank you so much.
Well,
Also,
Gail comes the first one. Boom.
Amos Moses, as we talk about Jerry Reed. I love that song.
Yeah.
He only got one arm because a gator bit it off. 1985. This wasn't as big a hit as Dan Tana. He had a TV show before this.
If I remember this one or not.
They've made movies about this one in the end. It was okay. Anybody remember Spencer for Hire? That was his assistant there.
I remember the name.
Robert Urich. Isn't that his name?
Oh, I think it is.
But he had that show, Dan Tana, where he drove his T-Bird inside his house. That always stuck out to me in that other show called Vegas. Do you remember that one?
I remember Vegas.
Yeah. Had a pretty assistant on there. Mm-hmm. I met this guy in Nashville, Tennessee back, somewhere around 1996. And at the time, I thought, I don't care.
Yeah, who are you? That's a different genre than what you like.
Yeah. And now looking back, I think, I probably should have had a picture made with that dude.
Yeah, everybody knows old Huey.
Stuck With You was number one on this day. Huey Lewis in the News. What was that other big song he had?
They had a bunch of them, but here you go again trying to get me in trouble. Amy, help.
It's on the tip of my tongue of what those other. It was some big ones there.
Oh, they had Huey Lewis in the News was huge.
He was a big old boy too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, tall. I mean, he wasn't no little bitty fella there.
So he could stand up to the microphone. Huh?
He could. It's like me trying to talk on a microphone after Trace Atkins has been on it.
That's it.
It's huge.
Sledgehammer. Yeah,
I want a
there you
new
go.
drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Dot, thank you for remembering that one.
Yeah.
1988, this was more my style of what was going on. Ricky Van Shelton released an album, is his second one there, and it was called Living Proof. Boy, you want to talk about a country album. This was good stuff.
So that was it, huh?
Oh, hello. Yeah, this is me. Lord, it's been a long... Okay, I'm going to hush. But if you want a great song, look up some Ricky Van Shelton. Go back in the day. That guy was really, really good. I liked him. 1991, this would bring in Patrick Duffy after Dallas come to an end. He wasn't doing anything, needed a job. And what did he do? He hooked up with Suzanne Summers for Step by Step. You remember that?
I remember it, but I didn't watch it. But I
didn't
do
watch it
remember
either.
it. Judith Light is still alive, and she's 74ish.
Well, thank you, Connie.
Look at there.
Robin says that
And
Huey is 6'4". I knew I looked up to that old boy. Now, there's been many of them that I've met that after watching videos, you think, wow, and then you meet them and you're,
Yeah,
y'all been standing on boxes.
they had you on a milk crate.
Little Sammy Kershaw. Ken Mellons. About right here. It's amazing how they can trick you with videos, and they all try that to make it look bigger than life when they're... The best pull-off in a movie, though, would have to be the Green Mile.
Yeah.
John Coffey.
Man, that was a good movie.
Took the words right out of my mouth. 2002, what was on the cover of TV Guide? Do you remember any of these folks here?
Well, CSI.
Remember that one?
And
I don't know any of them.
I don't either.
Yeah, me either. So we're going with the bottom picture. That's all we remember from that. It's amazing how songs and shows at the time can seem kind of important, and then you give it 10 years, does it stand the test of time?
That's right. Ooh, hip to be square. Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News did a bunch of them in, what's that show back in Back to the Future?
Shoot it. Oh, look at that. You remember that one?
The heart of rock and roll is...
What would we do with that? Terry, thank you.
Yes.
Let's see what else. Oh, that's
Golly.
the conclusion of what happened on this day. I couldn't find anything else. It was real interesting.
Well, we've got two other things that happened this day in history.
What?
Well, 10 years ago, JoJo Strickland was born. So happy birthday.
Wow.
And somebody is trying to butter up someone. He's wanting something. I don't know what he's wanting, but Miss Kathy Robinson, I hear that you're out there this morning, and today's your birthday.
Uh-oh.
And your son-in-law wants to wish you a very, very happy birthday.
He wanting something.
Now, he didn't tell us how old you were, but he called that in to the special hotline and said, I need to wish this woman a happy birthday. So,
Did we get Miss Debbie
Kathy-
Harrison's birthday?
No, we didn't.
Well,
so
happy-
Debbie Harrison, well, that's my buddy Clara, and that's her daughter, Debbie. So happy birthday, Debbie. She's my other buddy.
She starred in
Golly, look at there.
Around the Corner with Sheriff Malcolm McMillan from Hines County. I did not know that, Angie. Angie, you on top of this history stuff. You know a lot.
She's got it going on.
Michael Clark Duncan was the guy who played John Coffey. And
That's right.
He is deceased now. He was also in the movie with
exactly
Bruce
right.
Willis where they landed on the moon, had to go save the world.
Yeah, Armageddon.
Armageddon. Boy, he was an actor. I
He
liked
was.
him.
He was. He played in a few of them.
He sure did.
But yeah, he was a good one. He played that part great.
John Coffey. Can you imagine having that?
Just not spelled the same.
But you go back to that movie of being able to touch someone and being able to know what they've done. Ooh, we'll be right back. Vote no on October the 3rd. The Lauderdale County School Board wants to raise your taxes. The board is dollars for the Career and Technical Education Project, bringing the total cost to $20.5 million. which means higher taxes for you to pay. The election alone will cost taxpayers $40,000 to $50,000. Send the school board a message. Vote no on raising your taxes by voting no for the $12.5 million for the Career and Technical Project, paid for by taxpayers for reduced Lauderdale County school spending. Are you ready for summer? Massey has a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that's waiting on you with only 61,000 miles. How about a Rogue with 57,000 miles? A 23 Camry with only 50 miles on it. Or maybe it's a Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive that you're needing. From Silverados to F-250s, Massey Supermart Auto Sales, 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help.
One of the folks that's been with us since day one, we have to go over and talk about Snowden and Company. If you're looking for a great place to buy a home, this is what they do, Odie, every single day of the year.
Yeah, this is a company that you can sit down with and say, look, this is where I'd like to live. This is what I'm looking for. This is my budget.
Look here.
And help me out. And they will get out and go do the work and do the paperwork, get everything set. All you've got to do is walk in your new home, thanks to Snowden and Company.
West Lauderdale, right here, if you're looking for a great manufactured home, they've got this just set up, repainted, everything ready to go there. Talk to them today about that. That's 3-bedroom on 17 acres.
Woo, out in West Lauderdale, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Sitting
do
on a
everything
stock
for you.
pond, too, if you're into that pond thing.
Well, if I got a pond, I'll do more fishing.
It gets better, but maybe it's just land that you're looking for. Well, Snowden's got that also. Here's 124 acres in northeast Lauderdale.
Oh, man, frontage road, so you've got easy access.
That's up here by as you're going toward
John C. Stennis.
yeah, by the
By
base.
the base, yeah.
As we go down, there's a lot more. Here's another tract of land, 21 acres. So whether it's a home, land, or maybe a business proposition that you're looking for, see Snowden. Amanda will help you out. She's got a lot of great agents that help her every day. Talk to them. They'll get you going again.
Yeah, that's it.
Did we get JoJo Strickland's birthday on?
We did. We did. We got JoJo at 10 years old, and man, that was a good year.
All right. We had gunfire last night. And whenever I feel that, although something may not be hit, it seems that there's a threat, I'll kind of put that out. We had a lot of gunfire mixed with this. I had several people mention this to me. This would be in the area of 45th and Manning Street. This is just east of Highway 19 going to College Park. This is about right along in here is where the truck was stolen over the weekend, Odie. Now we've got gunfire in this area, and it was several rounds. I won't say how many. It just kept being referred to me as I hear lots of gunfire in my neighborhood. So we put that out there. When we put this stuff really goes on. It's not, I think it has. It's for real because it's coming from the public. They're there. They're on scene. They know what's happening. And we list this stuff to protect everybody.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Now,
Oh, yeah, there we go.
let's pull this up here. This is, as we go to the Meridian Public Schools, this is wanted. We've got two gentlemen, Colby Scott and also Michael David Huey, that is being sought by the police. This deals with Poplar Springs Elementary. How many were stolen, Odie?
It was 70
Yeah.
electronic devices, computers and whatnot. And so if y'all know where these guys right here are, we're looking for them.
That's correct.
MPD wants them, and we need some help finding them.
And if they're busy, talk to the sheriff's department. If they're in the county, sheriff's department can help out. If they're not within the city still, wherever they go, there's a law enforcement agency that will be more than glad to help out with this. That's taken from our kids, their future. They need to learn. For what? Selling them for $30 when they cost the taxpayer tons of money?
Well, they need to get a little bit of a place that they can get some cleanliness, get them off of what they're on now, because there's not but a few things that will make you do what break into a
Correct.
school and take computers and things. So they need a 30-day dry out period anyway.
Absolutely. Yesterday afternoon, if you lived on Pine Springs Road, let's show this. You might have heard something.
Yeah, you might have, and there, Kinder Morgan doing a lot of work on the pipeline and replacing a lot of these pipes, and they're doing some venting of their system. So around 5 to 7 last night, they vented that off, and it does get a little loud at times. But I tell you, it's an awesome company to work with, no matter what's going on. He's definitely calling. Guy Morgan will get on the phone with me and text me or call me and send me emails, and he is always pushing out what's going on to make sure that everybody knows. Great company.
Went for a drive up 22nd Avenue Heights yesterday, up behind, where the old super stop at Sefco.
Yeah.
Up through there, I was driving along, and they had some construction where people were signs slow down, and I'm sitting there, and I looked to my left, and I thought, well, that kind of looks peculiar.
That don't belong there.
So I took a left, and this is what I saw, Odie. Front row. I'm not sure how this happened, but it was a one vehicle accident. Police officers were on the scene.
It wasn't easy, was
At
it?
first, I thought this was one of the workers that had backed their car into the bushes, but the more I got to looking, the bumper in the ditch just didn't look right. Things happen. We'll never understand all of this.
Yeah.
This is why Chet does so much business around town.
Because he could get that buffed right on out.
Yes, he
and
could.
Put right back together. You never know it.
We are getting word from Richland in Jackson area. This would be, if you're where Bass Pro Shop is, this would be to the left of that, wouldn't it? That's where Richland sits.
Yep.
As we do this, we found out from our friends over at Dark Horse Press that a body has been recovered from a creek there. We don't know much else at this point, but this was released late last night, and a body has been recovered. I'm sure that there'll be more details slipping out on this today.
I've been talking with a company, and we're going to work on a few things, but one of the classes that I'm going to try and get for the dive team, and it's something that you don't see a whole lot of around here, but one thing is underwater forensics for crime scenes.
Kind of like the Mustang that was found in Oak Tibby 30 years later.
Yeah.
Remember that?
But a lot of instead of pulling it out and then doing your work, all your work's done underwater. All your forensics and everything else
So
is
it's
done
not anything
underwater.
touched.
And then it's protected, removed, and then some more done. So with the law enforcement members we have and everything on the team, hopefully that's something we're building something beautiful in Lauderdale County.
Oh, y'all be careful. Odie didn't use the word beautiful. Woo. We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Bob tells us we don't have anything to report from equipment this morning.
So Barry must have both his cows put up.
Things are calm down there right now.
I need to go check on that tall goat he was talking about he was getting.
He's buying a goat.
Well, I think
He's
he
going to want
just
to cut
got it.
grass. Is that what it is?
Probably is.
Man, your neighbor's goat get out, that becomes an issue. They eat anything.
Somebody asked me yesterday, because I said something about the Frito-Lay man down at the store this morning. It's probably going to have boxes everywhere, and I can't get by. And they're like, you just call anybody out and be mean. Look, if I call people out, like Pat with Frito-Lay or Barry, it's because I like them. That's strictly me messing with them. It's a funny. I am not hounding them in any way. Now, there's a fence company out there. If you want a fence, call me and I can tell you who not to get. And then I can show you why you don't want to get them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call them out. But these are my friends, my buddies. I'm giving them a hard time. That's all it is. So it's not serious. I'm not doing that to be mean at nobody. Even Anthony.
Bless his heart.
Chancellor himself. But no. So I'm not. We're doing that with Barry because I love him to death.
He just can't keep his cows in.
And talk about, we were showing a little bit of love yesterday.
Oh, boy.
We were down at Oak Grove Baptist Church for the Joy Club, and we got to speak and socialize with them. But we got some good food yesterday.
Very seldom do I show up anywhere and I don't have my cowboy hat on. But you had to go and have it inside the church.
Yeah, so you had to take it off.
I had to take my hat off when I went in.
Some of them said, you could put it back on.
I felt completely naked the whole time I was there.
But, boy, that was great.
Down that fried
Thank
chicken.
y'all. Yes.
And then I got into some string beans, and then what else was that in? The mashed potato stuff. I don't know what you call it, but it was good. Some great cooks. Coconut pie.
Oh, no, that pecan pie.
Yeah, you took the pecan pie. I didn't even get a bite of that.
Miss Kathy said, Barry White's my boy. I tell you, he's a good one out there. And now, Sheriff Kemp. Now, we really like him.
And we got him coming.
He's coming. Miss Kathy, you tell him to bring you with him. So, you
Coming
come down
next
here and be with us
Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
It's going to be great.
High Sheriff Todd Kemp himself coming in. And I think Anthony Chancellor's going to come be with him, too.
He mentioned something about that, didn't he?
Yeah, so he's going to come supporting him. But anyway, I digress. Oak Grove Baptist Church, thank y'all for inviting us out there and sitting down and talking with y'all. We had a wonderful time. And then EMEPA, I can't go without saying thank y'all to EMEPA. They brought all the volunteer fire departments in and gave a talk about the dangers of power and fed us dinner, a wonderful dinner. Thank y'all for what y'all do for us when we call and need y'all out there. And that dinner was great, and we appreciate everything you did for us.
Who do we have on the calendar coming in tomorrow? I had a question about that. I can't read that far.
Tomorrow, I can't either, so we'll pull this
Let's
bad
hope we
boy
can
up
read our
here.
writing here.
We've got the FCA coming in tomorrow.
Okay.
So y'all come on. We're going to
Fellowship
bring you
of Christian Athletes is a big deal coming up that's going to be held in Collinsville.
That's it.
We'll learn more about that. And, of course, it'll be out at the Baptist Church there, at First Baptist Church of Collinsville. It's a big event. We're going to find out more about that. So we'll have a crowd full in here. A note of mentioning as for what they're worth, surveys and polls sometimes don't equal exactly what happens. But they're saying now that the polls show that Biden losing to Trump, Nikki Haley, and Tim Scott. He can't beat nobody. That doesn't necessarily mean we've all seen polls not show up what they're supposed to be there. So, Vanna White on a good word. She's not going anywhere, y'all. I know there were a lot of people that were worried that she couldn't hang out with Ryan Seacrest winking at her and stuff, and only making $3 million a year.
I mean, could you imagine? I am not working more than an hour a day if I can't get more than $3 million a year.
What she got bent out of shape with, I think Pat was making like 50.
Oh, yeah.
She was making 3. She got bent out of shape over it. So she's getting a raise, and we all know that show has been a huge moneymaker.
Yes, it has.
Can Ryan Seacrest hold it together? I'm almost kind of tired of him.
I am, too. He's in on every show there is out there.
He wants to drop the apple from New York, and American Bandstand's over now, isn't it?
I think American Bandstand is, and he does that other show where they do singing and dancing or whatever else.
He's the host of that also.
AGT, America's Got Talent, and he does that talk show in the morning with Kelly Ann Ripper or Kelly Ripper or whatever. So, man, go do something else.
We want to say thank y'all. It's the end of a Wednesday show.
Oh, golly, we're already there.
Yeah, we are.
But Hump Day's done for now in the morning show, but for the rest of the day, you'll have the Hump Day to deal with, and we want you to have a wonderful day. We'll be back in 23 hours. Don't forget, we love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.